Hey, welcome to Pillage Overload. I'm your host, Danny Lashing, and
Ballast and
I
I
still,
don't knock the bar over on my way in here.
I suck when you do it. It just doesn't feel right when I do it. That's why? Okay, make sure my volume is down so I can watch the beautifulness.
Well, we want to check our microphones, eh?
Yeah, that too. It's still counting down.
We gotta do mic check. Mic check, check, check. One,
Check,
two,
check, check, check.
check. Check us out. We always need to see how sexy we are, because something.
It's not saying we're showing live. Okay, now it's going live.
Hello.
All right, we try that again. Welcome to Pillage Overload. I'm your host, Danny Lashing, and
Ballast Brusso.
there we go.
Yep. Sounds like we're working. Yep. Yep.
Can you hear me now?
Yep.
Can you hear me now?
Oh yeah. It's working, baby.
Yeah, hear all the back. Okay.
What's the? Oh, because it's
It's
feedback.
The feedback to the feedback to the feedback. What the hell? I know, right? The feedback to the feedback to the feedback. But
We're all good.
We're
Here
creating.
we are.
We're creating a new musical broadcast. It's called "Where's Martha?"
Huh?
What?
Is somebody else saying I look like George Washington?
Las Vegas? Are you referring to Martha Washington?
All of you can F off.
Where?
How do
Where's?
you get that I look like
Where's?
George
Oh
Washington?
no, he said where's Snoop? Martha Stewart is Snoop Dogg.
Okay, that's better. Because she's over here before the show started trying to say I look like George Washington.
Oh my God! If that
I'm
was
like,
the case,
where in the hell are you getting that?
I
look like
thought
George
that's what
Washington?
he was saying because I would have died. I think it was like the background, the back echo and all that. It's like rap, doggy rap, doggy rap. Gin and juice.
Uh-huh.
I don't know. What do you want me to talk about? So, welcome.
The fact that we're back in Virginia.
Oh my God. It has been, God, the last 3 weeks have been crazy. So, last week we weren't around for live. The week before that we were, and the week before that we were not. So, it's here, there, gone.
Everywhere.
And then I have to travel again next Wednesday. I gotta drive to Baltimore. Well, I don't want to drive. One of my colleagues is, but still, I gotta go to Baltimore next week. Like you would want to go to Baltimore.
I don't want to go.
I don't want to go to Baltimore.
I don't want to
either.
go anywhere near.
I don't want to go.
And no, I'm not coming with you on this trip.
No, you know.
Out of that one.
I don't need you to come with me on this trip because it's gonna be a quick overnight. We're going up Wednesday night. We're doing a tour, and then Thursday afternoon I will be home. So I will be home in time for Pillage Overload next week. So yeah.
Because I ain't doing that
No.
crap on my own.
No. You've done it before on your own.
I know.
Make sure my mic's on.
I didn't like it.
No. Wait a minute. No, technically you didn't do
I
it.
don't want to do it. Well, I was.
You didn't do
I
it
was
alone.
alone in the room.
You were talking about the weird. This is the weird.
The one that we
Weird
posted
edition. Yeah.
recently.
It's funny how we always kind of like go back to the last episode we just had and reference it.
Yeah.
So the episode we posted last Thursday we called "This is the Weird Edition" because it was the first time we attempted to do Pillage Overload from different locations.
It worked.
I thought this was a cookie show. How to make vomit soup. That was not vomit soup. It was Tuscan. Zuppa Toscano soup. And it's very yummy. And it's great on a cold winter. So, Las Vegas says my soup looks like vomit.
Which soup?
My Tuscan soup. I took a picture of it in the pot and I posted it. And he said, look. He said, I left that in a taxi.
Well, I can tell you this. It don't taste like vomit. That shit is good. Good.
I would hope so. Because I'd be very sad.
With a double ood.
So, anyway. So what was I saying? Oh yeah, the weird edition. The weird edition. I happened to travel to Roanoke for work, and and I had my to-go bottle. That was the best part. I had my to-go cup. That's a cab ride in Hong Kong. Sorry, Hong Kong, whatever. You say Hong Kong, I say whatever I said.
I say not Hong Kong.
I say not Hong Kong. I say yummy, yummy, yummy. But check out the episode. It was interesting watching us play around with the dual screen. It looked like we actually Las Vegas. We were joking around with saying we were on CNN, and we kind of felt like we were on CNN, but with real news.
Pirate news.
Pirate news.
Better news than CNN.
Today in history, which we'll get to later on. But so last week, while we were around, we were traveling to
Florida.
Where?
Cedar Key.
Cedar Key.
We were there. It was awesome.
Where's Cedar Key?
We rocked it. It is about an hour north of Tampa, basically between the Panhandle and Tampa on the coast. Because, of course, it's a key, so...
I kept calling it an island. It felt like an island.
It's an island.
It managed to miss the last hurricane. I'm looking at the map from this hurricane. It looks like it's going to go right over it.
They like to name islands in Florida keys.
I don't know what they call anything anymore.
They're weird.
They are very weird.
And thankfully we got out of there when we did, because now it's getting hit by a tropical storm, or whatever they're calling it now.
I don't know what they're calling it.
What are you doing?
It's very not clear at night.
I don't know what to tell you. You're the technical person.
I know, I'm just wondering why it's not so clear tonight. And then I don't know what happened to all the chat. How do I get that to come back?
So, in her messing around with
there we go.
everything,
I got it.
we're back.
We're back. Welcome back. Yeah, I don't know why it's not very clear tonight.
Did you clean the camera?
You know what? You're probably right. I didn't. Let me go do that real quick.
Got fingerprints all over that junk.
Pause for your
Here, pausing for a station break.
Get a little
Back momentarily.
Rugby, stop the damn licking. Oh, that is way, way, way better.
How about that?
At least on this end, it's better.
It actually does look better.
Is it? Okay. It was probably me manhandling that thing, putting it into place. Oh, yeah.
Got your little paws all over it.
I don't know. It looks better from over there.
It does look better.
Anyway, so should I tip? Yes. Give us lots of tips. It is lashing at Parlay.com is my PayPal if you like to tip. So
we accept any
amount. We'll even go with $1 because it makes us feel special. So go on.
Don't eat yellow snow.
No snow. No snow.
So what am I going on about?
Too damn early about snow. You're definitely not going on about snow. We're going on about the islands that are Cedar Key.
Oh yeah. So Cedar Key, it's between Tampa and the Panhandle. We did a pirate festival there this year. We were invited by the gentleman that runs the pirate festival.
Blackheart Dan, right?
Yep. That's Mr. Dan Hart, which his pirate name is Blackheart. It was a good time. We had a really good time. He's
part of the order, which you guys have heard us talk about.
Part of the Order Leviathan. Trying to get the festival going again. Apparently it was not going for a few years, and they're starting it back up, which is cool because
before COVID.
It's awesome.
They stopped it before COVID happened.
Yeah.
Because of the previous directors. And then obviously COVID happened and all that. And Mr. Hart lives on the island as well, so getaway. So they asked him to take lead on it. And he has his own crew, or just his own logo. the Bleeding Heart. I guess that's just him and his wife. That's their.
I think.
I think that's what they do. Yo ho, JP Junior's here. Hey, bud.
It's up, button. So yeah,
I'm drowning in Cape, by the way.
It was nice because it was relaxed. We didn't have too much on the schedule while we were there.
No, lots of cannon.
They treated us well because we were coming from far away.
Mm-hmm. No, they did. They just took care of us because it was an 11-hour drive there Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
They had a hotel for us to crash. Thank God, because setting up camp after 11-hour drive would have been just sucky.
I wouldn't have done it.
No. I don't think I would too. And then set up Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Sunday broke down. Had a hotel room Sunday night, and then we drove back Monday. So the timing was pretty decent. The weather
was great.
Weather timing was epic too.
Yeah. We hightailed it out of there before the storm.
Yeah.
And the weather while we were there was absolutely fantastic. It was like mid 80s and sunny pretty much all weekend.
Yeah, it was pretty windy. If you guys follow us on Facebook or our TikTok, I know, such a dirty word. I posted a video of the flags. That was Sunday morning. It was really weird because the evenings, the wind really had picked up to like the full gust. It was great for the flags, although it did have me panic a little bit with the tents because they were basically sails.
Well, that and it's sand, so trying to stake all that stuff down in the sand and get it to stay right. But it was just enough to be able to
sand gets everywhere
down.
I got sand everywhere.
There was sand in the crevices.
There was sand in their carry-on luggage. And this carry-on luggage didn't even go to the freaking beach.
There's sand all over the floor in the garage from me taking all the stuff out.
I was half expecting to get in the office when I went to work and sand be on the ground somehow from my book bag.
We brought Florida back.
With us. So, yeah, but the wind was pretty wild Sunday morning, and we were a little worried about the cannon firing where we had to move the fuses instead of powdering the touch hole. So that was myself and Davey Vane, who you guys, anybody who's been in the Smoky Bacon app, who have seen Pillage Overload since season 1, know he was he was our first guest ever, actually.
He was our first interview guest. So,
and he is also on our channel. I did put up, I think I uploaded that video. Oh, I need to go.
I'm sure you did.
But go check it out.
I think I remember you asking me for the.
I think I got all.
Collage.
I have. Yes, I think I got Mr. Atley, Mr. Willis, and Davey Vane as all the videos up on our YouTube channel. Sidebar. Or we will be posting all of our past episodes onto our YouTube channel. Right now, I am focusing on season 6. Season 6 was this year, January to April. I am, I think, 2/3 through it. Obviously, the This Is Weird edition was one of the most recent ones, so I have a couple more to post before I get fully season 6 up there. And then we are going to be living on YouTube till I think next week will be our last week, right? Is that what we discussed?
It is, yeah.
So last week will be our last week. Then it's Thanksgiving because, shocker, Thanksgiving lands on Thursday. Did you know that?
Imagine that.
It just fell on Thursday this year.
I know.
I know. It was just
crazy,
like, what the hell, right?
So we haven't really talked about it, but I'm assuming we're going to just post
I'll just post it all. We
something.
might just post an old video and all that. I don't know if I'll have the effort and the time to do a best of this year. But we'll be live next week. I'll get some of the old videos up. We're going to take the month of December off because even us pirates need a break.
Yeah.
This pirate needs a break.
I need a break.
This pirate needs a break.
We love pirating. Don't get us wrong.
What am I seizing this going this long? Good grief.
Yeah, and being this busy late in the year, we haven't really, good Lord, and we still got stuff to do. We're going to be in Yorktown this weekend.
And then next weekend, we're going to be doing Pirates of Penzance at the Opera House here in Richmond, Virginia. And on top of that, we still have orders coming in, which is awesome. I'm not complaining. It's just a totally different experience. I'm not used to this.
Yeah, this late in the year.
So...
So if you want your Christmas gifts,
Now's the
Now's the
time. I
Who
got.
your orders?
I have one, two, three. I have 4 pieces I'm working on for customers. One of them, gentleman's online, just see Prusian. I'm making him a pretty cool hunting cloak. I finished up a pretty awesome Krampus coat, which the gentleman's supposed to be getting pictures done, and I will share those with our different social media platforms because I'm super excited how that came out. Totally out of the box, very cool. I even want to turn around and do a Santa coat, just because, and have fun with doing a Santa coat and all that.
Maybe Santa, get the beard back.
Santa pirate? All right. It'll be even better excuse for us to go to the Library of Virginia and talk to them about going and talking piracy. And I don't know if there's a lot of Christmas and pirates and all. I was actually just listening to the pirate podcast and reacquainting myself with some of the old ones and talk about Christmas.
What I understand, pirates didn't celebrate. They did celebrate Christmas.
They celebrated their religion. It was their religion. I mean, that's really what you have to think about with Christmas and all that. You talk about Christmas and it's more of nowadays the Christianity religion, taking all the different ones to appease. I mean, you really got to look at within piracy, the different traditions and the backgrounds of a Scot, an English, Jamaican, and all that doing any of that. So,
we remember them saying they did. I think they just picked a day and everybody did their thing, and they kind of
possibly
went around the horn and everybody got to do their own thing, and they just drank and
the drinking part.
Like pirates do.
I think that was the key here. It's the drinking part.
Made different food and just whooped it up for a day.
I mean, who doesn't?
I imagine it depended on what ship you were on too. So,
yes, the discipline of it, whether you're on a pirate, merchant, military, the whole 9 yards. So that's interesting. Anyway. Where pirates Christians? I would have thought more pagans than anything. They were actually a very broad. I mean, you look at pirates just from their background. They were Protestants. They were Catholics because most of the English back then were Catholics.
Yeah, before the Church of England took over the sea and that went away.
So you have to look at not only the background. We talk about the colorful cultures that were on a pirate ship, and it was definitely not just one solid religion and one solid culture on it. And most of pirate captains understood that, and a pirate captain knew that his authority was in the happiness of his crew, so to speak.
The morale. Always said morale is like key to everything. Piracy and being on board a ship, working at a job, everywhere you go, doing that kind of thing, the morale is key. I'm telling you, if your employees are happy and your shipmates are happy.
I feel like you're kind of going into like the pirate ships of the 21st century and talking about what are you really trying to say here, Ballast?
I'm getting too close to real life. Just saying.
It ain't too close to that nerve there, buddy. Hey.
Your employees tend to work harder when they're happy.
And I think that was much the same. They said obviously a pirate's captain was really non-argumentative when they were in battle in the midst of.
I think they drank so much. That was why they got rations, because it kept them happy,
that kept the scurvy away.
Yeah.
And other diseases, mostly. And the
water. It was twofold.
And the water was shit.
Kept everything away.
They couldn't drink that.
Kept people from being pissed off, and it kept them from getting scurvy.
So Ballast and I went down to Cedar Key to run cannons. That was one of the biggest reasons why Blues Cannon Company was asked to go down there. Excuse me, it's really nice. So we came down with our 2 cannons. We had Stumpy and Amity, which are sister cannons. They're from the same forge, and hopefully they will have another sister, and we can call it the Trio Sirens, because Ballast and I are hoping to get our cannons soon. I know I've been talking about that for the last 2 years, so I'm really hoping it's going to happen. But we went down there to fire. It was the 3 of us. Our quartermaster, Mr. Willis, unfortunately was not able to go. He had other family obligations too, so You know, Alice and I had to carry them.
Yeah, we
Carried it and
carried the weight.
We carried the weight. We carried the ensign. And Mr. Dave Vane, was our safety officer down there, and he was running the gun line. And it's kind of hard to run the gun line and run a gun. So he attempted to start running a gun and then realized it wasn't going to work. So it turned to both of us and like, hey, you two can run both cannons, can't you?
Because the demo we were doing was called a boarding demo, so he was running through like how a ship would get captured and the things that you would do. And then in concert with that, you're firing the cannons at different times because that's what they did when they were
First one was broadside, and then we started doing that.
Trying to board a ship. So, yeah, it's hard for him to run a cannon when he's doing all that talking
you're like
to the
me
audience.
and my thigh. Yeah. Oh shit! There's a new hole in my pants.
Anyway,
Squirrel. Anyway. Yes, continue.
Yes. So it's kind of hard to run a cannon when you're talking to the crowd and trying to coordinate
the cannon firing. Yeah.
So
it ended
we took a cannon each.
Yeah.
And ran them both.
We kind of ran them.
Awesome.
We were running them. We each had our roles for each cannon. It's the role we always do when we run cannons together. So we were trying to mimic that on both cannons for future reference. If we ever have to run a cannon, the two cannons, I know Mr. Vane wanted us to be safe and have 2 people per cannon, but based on the circumstances, we probably would run one each and just back up for that. Yeah. It's a lot of effort. It's a lot of effort to go and clean it, worm it, clean it. And then all of our tools are offset from cannon, which I think is more of what the challenge was. Everybody else had their cannon tools either on their swivel gun or Chaos. Her tools were on this really awesome. She had a half log, a trunk cut in half with holes in it that her cannon tool sat in it. She was able to put her right next to her cannon. That was cool. Mm-hmm. There was a problem with the server. It's my phone. That's still good. Mm-hmm. Cool. So, Chaos, yeah, that was pretty cool. And I think
Chaos is another lady pirate that was running a cannon on the line that we were on.
And Felicity was the other pirate, who both of them, Felicity and Chaos, are part of the first all women cannoneers on the, at least East Coast. I would like to say countrywide, but at least now on the East Coast, they're the first all-female group to fire cannons, which is pretty fantastic. But even hers, I think her tools were on her swivel gun. And the only issue that both of them had was linstock, was keeping the linstock away from the cannon while they were tending to it, because obviously when you're loading it and you're priming it, you don't want that open flame until you're ready to do it. And that was really the challenge. And that was also the challenge that me and him were having, and why our tools were so far away, because our linstocks, which is what the slow match is on, was on what holds our tools. So our linstock was leaning against our tool, against the tool carrier against the racks. And that was the biggest reason why they were was so far away.
Saying something.
Were there any all-female pirate crews? Not back then. At least not that we know of. The records of female pirates we've talked about before. In the Golden Age piracy, Anne Bonny and Mary Read are really the only ones that were well documented because of their capture and their trials, and with them both ended up being pregnant during the trials, which, by the way, is at the end of the month. Talking about November being a big history month for piracy.
Yep. Big month for pirates in November.
Yeah.
Lot of different years, but seeing that things always seem to happen in November.
Like this day. Like today. This day in history, in 1718, Stede Bonnet was recaptured and put on trial for his piracy. Go.
Do with that what you will.
Do with that what you will with Stede Bonnet. And yesterday, in 1716, so we're talking 2 years difference, Sam Bellamy captured the Bonetta. I guess that's how you pronounce it. The Bonetta. Yeah, because there's only one N. So I'd say Bonta. No, Bonetta. I would say Bonetta.
Yeah, Bonetta.
As we sit here and sound like a bunch of idiots.
Because we know English.
Because we know English. Go try reading Old English. It sucks. And I can only see part of it because John Paul's in my way. There you go, buddy. But okay, so what's so important about him capturing the Bonetta? Does it become the widow? No, actually it doesn't. The widow was the widow. When Sam Bellamy captured the widow, he didn't rename it. I think that's one of the few, well, no. Yeah, I think that's one of the few pirates with their flagships that didn't rename the ship they captured. Yeah. Most of them changed them to Revenge and all that. And we'll talk next week about...
And the ones that didn't, you really weren't popular ships and popular pirates. So
no.
You don't really hear about them like you do somebody like Sam Bellamy or Blackbeard or, those guys.
Well, Sam Bellamy was on the Mary Ann when he captured Bonetta. And Mary Ann was the ship that he had when he was with Benjamin Hornigold. Now, if you've ever watched Black Sails or what's the Netflix show that we were talking about? Kingdom?
The Pirate Kingdom.
The Pirate Kingdom. Benjamin Hornigold was a really big pirate figure down in the islands. But his big thing is that he was very loyal to the English. Even though the English wasn't loyal to him.
Yeah. Hornigold basically ran things in Nassau. He was that guy. Yeah, but he was still, like she said, he was still loyal to England, so he wouldn't capture English ships if he came up on them, which kind of got him in a lot of trouble and pissed off his crew. More than once.
I mean, to the point.
Got him canned.
Yeah.
Really.
Well, it didn't.
From Bellamy's perspective.
Yeah. I was going to say, it didn't totally get him canned. It split a faction in between the crew where
they basically
one went one way and one went the other way.
Yeah. They basically sent them packing. They gave him a ship and a crew, and
the crew that were loyal with him.
Get out of here because we don't, our disagreements are too strong.
So Hornigold went with his crew, and we hear about Hornigold being down in Nassau and Jamaica and all that, and eventually Hornigold takes part in and becomes a pirate hunter. That's way down the road. But he, with Blackbeard, obviously this time Sam Bellamy and Hornigold is around Blackbeard. Hornigold is captain, and Blackbeard, I believe at the time, is quartermaster. They're teaching and mentoring Sam Bellamy. And I know the whole thing with the disagreement is when Bellamy went his own way. And the reason why we talk about that is because when he captured a Bonetta, he was with another pirate called Oliver Levasseur. And if anybody has ever watched Josh Gates, Expedition Unknown, I mean, who hasn't? That's my favorite show.
Yes.
He talks about Oliver.
We know.
He talks about Oliver Levasseur, a.k.a. known as Labousse. Labousse. And Labousse was popular for, and you were 100% right about the map in the crowd.
Yeah.
He was popular for being up there about getting his neck strung up, and had supposedly a treasure map, which is why a lot of these folklores and X marks the spot.
Yeah.
The jokes on all that one. But legend tells as he stood to be hung, he wore this necklace and threw it in the crowd and says, "Find my treasure, the one who may understand." And it was a cryptogram that was 17 lines, and what they're trying to
they're still trying to figure it out. Let's put it that way. Apparently, the treasure is worth about £1 billion now.
I don't even know
in today's money. So
I mean,
it hasn't been found yet.
if you talk about the two biggest pirates that have really turned the lore, the ideology of pirates and buried treasure, I'd say it would be Labousse and William Kidd.
Yeah.
Because William Kidd was the other one while he was about to be strung up, or at least in his jail cell, and he's like, let me go and give me 2-hour ride out and back, and I will bring you your weight in gold. So, hello, Bobo, Jesse, electric group. Yeah, well, pirates are very electric. We're special. We have our moments.
Yes, we do.
But that's really when you start talking and you go and watch these Josh Gates shows of Expedition Unknown when they go into history. That's what really teed off the folklore. Wow, my brain just went blank.
Hey, pay attention to this moment because that doesn't happen very often.
You know what? Shut up. I'm gonna dump my drink on you. Take the key. Go on. Keep talking.
Take the key. Okay. You were in the middle of talking.
I should have had a brain fart. The dirty secrets, the philosophy, the legend. That's what I'm looking for.
Pirates were legendary. That's what they were.
Yeah. I was talking about pirates burying their treasure, and that's how it became legends, because of Labousse and William Kidd.
Yeah.
But
well, they were because that all got passed around, and just like any other legend, it gets changed and blown up, and you got what was the dude's name, Johnson, that wrote the Pirates.
You talking about William Defoe or how? I don't know what his actual first name, but it's Defoe. Johnson Defoe with the two different names, and they can't decide who it is. He
perpetuated a lot of stuff.
Oh my God, did he ever?
Supposedly, he supposedly wrote along with pirates and all this.
But he did a lot of the sketches and the pictures like years after. Was it 1718, 1719 that we're talking about that he published the book? Maybe even, oh God, now I gotta look. The general history of pirates is what we're talking about. It's William Defoe.
No, I gotta know.
But yeah, he perpetuated the pirates.
Jamie, can you look that up for me? Sure, I will.
I mean, but even his depiction of Blackbeard and what he was talking about, all the wood carvings, everything that we think of any of the pirates, it's from him. All the pictures you see, one of Anne Bonny and Mary Read, one of Mary Read or them bearing the breast, that's all from him. Ahoy, shipmate, Mr. Tobin. Have you recovered yet? Because we sure should have recovered. We were just discussing that earlier. It's been a roller coaster, hell of a recovery. And the daylight savings time still has me screwed up. I am tired. My body's saying it's 10 o'clock, but I'm like, no, it's only 9. Freaking getting ready to it.
1724.
When he published it?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you're talking 1724. Bellamy died in 1717. Blackbeard died in 1718. So you're talking 6 years after the latest pirate.
Mm-hmm.
And Steed died in
the latest
1718 as well.
Of who he wrote about.
Yeah.
So he wrote about a lot of the guys.
Yes. And Blackbeard died, as much as you guys know, November 22nd, 1718. And then Stede Bonnet was hanged December 10th, 1718. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I think it's all around the same time.
Yeah.
Because he escaped.
Yeah, it was only like a couple weeks later.
Yeah, because the only reason why I think it was delayed is because he escaped. And then, like we were saying at the beginning of the show, today is the day he was recaptured and brought back to justice. No, not today. Last week he was recaptured. Today is the date he was having his retrial, which lasted 2 days. November 10th and November 12th before he was convicted.
And he was like,
Cannons are usually a team effort. Yeah, well, they have to be, especially the size of the cannons that you like to play with. The smaller swivel ones you can easily manhandle by yourself, but when they get bigger, you need teamwork.
yeah. Yes, for sure. So two people can handle the size cannon that we deal with, but there's a difference between also doing it on the beach and doing it on a ship.
Jesus, do it on the beach. The beach.
It was a trip.
The biggest challenge of doing it on the beach is just walking across that sand. And it's white sand. Yeah, Bo said the same thing, the sand.
Mm-hmm.
So it's going across that sand.
For sure.
Back and forth, using that, your balance, your leg muscles.
In the sun.
Oh, yeah. But did you die? Almost.
No, everyone else did.
Apparently, Felicity died. Bilbo had stated Felicity died. Keeping the sponge out of the sand. Yeah, well, keeping the sponge out of the sand, keeping the prick out of the sand, keeping everything out of the sand.
Not losing the prick in the sand.
Not losing the prick in the sand.
Only 2 of us did that.
What?
Lost pricks.
Oh, no, and both were found.
Yes, both were found.
Both were found. Except Chaos found hers in her boot.
Yeah.
And
she didn't technically lose hers in the sand.
And that's exactly what he says, and losing your pick in the sand. Yes, but we did. We found it. We are special. We are special. We found it.
Yes.
But that is Jesus. And the worst part is that even when you're being careful and you're making sure your tools are out of the sand, the carriage still sinks in the fucking sand. And you sink in the fucking sand. And you're kneeing in the sand. So you're getting sand in your pants.
Got sand in my pants.
Sand in my pants. Sand in your socks. Sand in your shoes.
Sand in your pants.
Sand in your vest. Somehow I got sand in the pockets of my vest. They don't joke. Sand gets everywhere.
Good times.
And yeah, but it was great. It was great. You know what didn't get everywhere? Ants. We didn't have to worry about ants. There was no ants in my pants. That was, for being in Florida, Mr. Vane, though, he was lucky. It's a good thing his cot was off the ground. Considering his kit box was on top of apparently an ant hill. And as we were packing up Sunday and he's moving around, and I'll see the ants are like, yeah. Oh, Bo's like, no lizards, no ducks.
No.
No, Bo. No lizards, no ducks.
Well, lizards, I'm surprised we didn't see ducks.
She's making the point of.
Oh, no ducks in the bed.
Duck under the bed and the lizard in my pants.
Yes. Nice.
Yorktown, the lizard in my pants. New Bern, the duck under my bed. No, I didn't have any.
We didn't turn our tent into a zoo.
I didn't have any extracurricular moment this past weekend. Thank God.
No surprises.
No surprises. It was mostly the wind. The wind was the surprise. Surprise. We camped next to Scarlet Fortuna. With Mr. James Hawk, Captain James Hawk.
Good crew.
Good crew.
Good guys.
Captain James Hawk, his lovely bride, their crew, Caribbean Pearl was in camp with us. So we got a different experience this time than when we were in St. Augustine. When you guys had heard us talk about St. Augustine at the beginning of the year, it was go, go, go because it was an induction ceremony and event. For this time, it was go fire cannons, come back. Hang out, socialize. Go fire cannons, come back. Hang out, socialize. All right, camp's over. Break down, drink.
Yeah. We had a lot more time this time to socialize and get to know people.
What date did we decide on the map?
On the map?
Yeah, the map that Diego and we were all looking at.
1717.
I think it was around 1717 or 1716. I
Something
definitely
like that.
think it was around there. Because we definitely does. So what Mr. David Tillman, David Vane is talking about is he has this really cool map that he had on a table, and one of the other crew members came over, and he's a map enthusiast, and we were looking. Hello, Deb. Welcome. He was looking at the map, and based on his cartography of understanding what was on there and in history, we were having a very thorough deduction of when this map was, and it was very cool. We got to talk about the disaster of Sicily. Sicily. I still freaking do it.
The silly disaster.
The silly disaster.
So silly.
So silly with Cloudsy Shovel. Oh my god. I mean, like, did you totally see his statue?
Totally. Yeah, that's.
I just went there.
That's going on the best of reel.
With the picture that I showed during that episode. This is like a Roman god.
Yeah, we spent like half the night trying to figure out what
It was
year
cool.
this map
That was really neat.
Drawn.
I got a really
or
fun.
published, or however you.
Yeah, it's
say
that.
it.
Yeah, it was when it was drawn, because published and drawn and all that.
Yeah.
So that was real. It was really neat, and it was nice. It's always fun to interact with other crews and crew members who are into the history and the passion that you are with this, and sharing that knowledge and all that. That it was a lot of fun. So it was a lot of good stuff. We met a lot of awesome people. I met some really cool pirate women, and I was so excited. I met Felicity and Chaos, and it was like I never missed a beat with them. I cannot wait till the next event that I'm around them, and totally looking forward to seeing a lot of these pirate people now. Because like I said, St. Augustine, everything was a whirlwind. I didn't feel like I had an opportunity to talk or say hi to anybody. And this time, I felt like we got on a real pirate level, you know what I mean?
Yeah. You know what you mean.
Like Snoop Dogg and Martha.
Yeah. She was like Snoop on a stoop.
And you're like Martha. We could cheers to Las Vegas for that one. Hey, rewatch.
Yeah, thanks, Las Vegas.
Rewatch the episode if you don't get what I mean. So, yeah, it's been last week was fun. Looking at the history of this week was interesting. And then next week this Saturday we're going to be in Yorktown.
Yeah, like 2 days.
2 days from now. 2 days from now, made soup. No, I didn't make soup. Las Vegas, shush. Shush. No soup for you.
You like stop.
Nazi. No soup for you.
Yeah, don't start, man. Don't start with her. Are you like stuck in a loop, or what?
No more soup for you. No more soup for you.
We talked about this already.
So Saturday, we're in Yorktown for the Maritime Market, which we do every fall from 9 to 3. And
it's funny because some years we freeze our ass off, and some years it's going to be nice
like
this weekend. Because it's going to be like almost 75 and partly cloudy.
Well, it's a lot better than what it was originally looking. It was like low 60s and like 40% chance of rain. So the fact
we've been there in like the 50s.
Oh yeah, I remember needing to put in like hand warmers in my shoes because I couldn't feel my damn toes.
Yeah. So.
But the difference with this year is that we're gonna go and we're gonna see our crew. Hi, crew. And then we're gonna go and visit his cousin because his cousin's son is turning 4, and surprise, he's having a pirate birthday party. And what cousins would we be
if we didn't
go and get and crash it and go say hi? And they're always coming out and supporting us. They come out to Pillage. They come out to Polar Plunge. They've come out to Blackbeard. They come out to Yorktown almost every time we do that. So
Being that they live in Chesapeake, yeah.
Yeah. So
Easy for them to do, which is cool.
It was.
Every event we do over there,
they always
there.
come say hi. So when they saying that their youngest was having a pirate party without even,
we couldn't say no.
I'm pretty sure she was just hoping that we'd come out, but without saying to say. Yeah. Can you ask without? How do you ask without asking? Send the invitation to a pirate that's a pirate party and see what happens. So we're gonna go and celebrate. Hello, Christina. How are you, my dear? So we're gonna go and celebrate with him. I have a little something special specifically for him. If you guys know that me being a tailor, you can guess what I have for him. So
we're gonna turn this kid into a pirate.
Do not spoil my surprise. We have some treasure that we're going to have in hand to be able to share. But we'll go do that for midday. Come back in the afternoon with our crew, hang out, do what we normally do on a Saturday, have drinks, eat. And that's typically, literally the last event of the season. That is the end to our season. Normally. And normally, our last event with camping out is August. So this camping in September, this camping in the beginning of November, it's really kind of screwed us up.
There were a lot of the events are really moving to later in the year because
which isn't
summer is freaking hot. And they're finally figuring this out, and people are
like, I don't like you.
Renegotiate and move events later in the year so that everybody's not dying of heat exhaustion.
But did you die? Not yet.
You know.
Are you okay?
I was going to say climate change, but we're not going to get
I think
too deep into that.
But did you die? Just answer my question. There you go. But did you die?
But did you die?
Not yet.
But do you have a flag?
Cake or death?
Cake, please.
Or, well, we're out of cake. Well, so all you have is cake or? Yes. Or, please. Eddie Izzard. If you don't know who we're talking to, go look it up.
Yeah. Dress to Kill.
Dress to Kill. And you'll get with it, but do you have a flag? You don't understand.
It's on YouTube. There's clips of it on YouTube. Go look it up.
Ding, ding.
When you're done with watching us.
He wants you to ding, ding.
Ding, ding.
Las Vegas is ding, ding. You know what? We haven't really been hearing of. Oh, there is no ding, ding.
Yes, sir.
Oh, there's a ding, ding.
You're a ding, ding.
I'll ding, ding. You're ding, ding. I'm used to the one that's on the. Is it still on the back deck?
It is.
Okay.
Fortunately, I have this one that's even bigger. I had this one.
Yeah. Captain's bell.
Yeah.
Now it's a first mate's bell. So, but this weekend is not the last event of the season. Our last event of the season is next Sunday. What our crew was at when we were down in Cedar Key, they were at Pirates of Penzance in Virginia Beach at the Opera House there. Our crew did an awesome job. They had a full encampment in front. Myself, Ballast, and Tripod are going to the one here in Richmond. All we get to do is go inside and be there pretty for pictures.
Stand in the lobby and look pretty.
Yeah, we don't get to have weapons. We just got to greet people and be there for pictures. And hopefully we don't get too many errs out of it.
We'll keep a count for you.
Oh, yeah.
Because I'm sure.
We'll see how far we get before we give up counting like we did at Pirates of the Quarter.
Yeah.
What did we come up with? Was it 30 or 40 before we
stopped at like 30.
I knew it was between 30 and 40.
It
was obnoxious is what it was.
Yes.
So that is the next 2 weeks. And then I don't believe anything with Loose Cannon Company we have until February. February we do Polar Plunge. That would be the first non-encampment, just more of a social, us coming out raising money for Special Olympics. So
unless something comes up in between now and then. It's not going to be anything big, I'm sure. But
no.
We'll see.
No.
We'll see.
No.
We'll see.
No. I think if anything, we're going to go and visit Henricus. I feel like we've been ignoring one of our good friends.
I feel like we need to do that.
I think we need to do that. So we'll probably visit Henricus. They have a lot of cool stuff over the winter. So we'll come.
That's nothing we missed this weekend.
I know, hops in the park. But how can I complain? We were camping on the beach.
Yeah. We
I mean,
can't
no
complain
bitch.
about that.
We missed our crew at Pirates Penzas. We missed hops in the park. But we were at Cedar Key.
Yeah, we were.
I was in shorts all weekend. I sweated my ass off in November.
Sitting on the beach, firing cannons.
There's something wrong with sweating your ass off in November.
Beautiful sunrises, beautiful sunsets.
I will say though.
Can't complain.
I will say.
Lots of rum.
Our kit this past weekend, when we stripped and cleaned up and all that, is probably the worst it has ever.
It was rough. We definitely smelled
I
like
have
pirates.
never smelled our stuff to be that bad. To the point of where I am walking like this to put it outside because of how bad it was. It was bad. I've never smelled a kit that bad before. It was just woo doggy. So, but yeah, it was a good year. It was a very, very good year, and I think maybe next week we'll reflect on a little bit of that as we're talking.
Refract a little bit more.
We'll refract a little bit more because next week we'll talk about Blackbeard because we're right around the corner from Blackbeard's execution, his wrongful death from the blasphemy of Maynard. That criminal,
blasphemous
man. That man who went behind the laws of man to kill the laws of men, you awful man, you. I'm just saying.
Was he a man?
No, he wasn't. He was a wuss. He hid behind
man.
You wussy man. I feel like I'm channeling Hook with Rufio now. Rufio. Anyway. Oh yeah, my new pirate socks. So what else? What else were we gonna talk about tonight that we didn't even touch on? What did we miss?
Did we cover John King?
No. Actually, we didn't.
Really got into that.
No.
Much.
So we talked about Steve capturing Bonetta, which was because we were having that conversation. I was speaking.
That was
Bonita.
Bellamy.
Bonetta.
Not Steve.
You're right. Sorry.
Bellamy captured Bonetta.
On Bonetta was an 8-year-old boy called John King. His name was John King. Jesus. He was basically a high class English little spoiled brat. We're just gonna call him that.
We're gonna end the show with a little spoiled brat.
I can't be here next week. I'll be hurting, drunken, and lost. Oh.
Who?
Las Vegas. It's a good thing we record it, and you can always watch the replay. So John King. John King was an 8-year-old spoiled brat. That's what Ballast and I came up with the deduction to be. And the reason why we say that. Why do we say that?
Because his family had money and
his family had money.
He was 8 years old
and had an attitude.
Because he was a kid.
So what happened was after they captured the Bonetta, Bellamy came on, did his normal spiel, join my crew if you want to be a pirate. If not, you go stay on the ship, or they went and pressed gang the ones that were valuable. Well, this little boy decided that he wanted to be a pirate, and he was going to be a pirate, and if his mama wouldn't let him be a pirate, he would kill. I want to be a pirate. Mama, I want $200. Mama, can I be a pirate, Mama? I'm just gonna cut
That's the first thing that came to my mind.
And I'm gonna cut that.
A spoiled brat trying to convince his mom that he wanted to be a pirate.
Mama, can I be a pirate, Mama? And I'm gonna cut that and send it right to them. But
anybody who's here from the crew right now knows exactly what I'm talking about.
Right, Deb? Right, Bo? Right, David? So Mr. Mama, basically it was like, shit, I just lost my coin. Oops, damn it. Playing around with my money and I lost it. So he said he wanted to be a mama. He wanted to be a mama. Swallow.
All right, swallowed.
Mama wanted to be a pirate. Boy wanted to be a pirate. And he was saying that if Mama wouldn't let him be a pirate, he was gonna go after Mama in the death way of Mama. I'm not gonna come straight out because I don't know what YouTube's gonna do if I say that.
Let me be a pirate. I'm gonna kill you.
I was trying not to say that because I didn't know what YouTube would do with that. Anyway,
They're fine.
because he said that, so he threatened that and self-extinction. And essentially became a pirate. And what is fascinating is that within the wreck of the Widow, which is the ship that Sam Bellamy went down in April of 1717, they found a stocking and a shoe and a femur that relatively was within the time frame of a child of 8 years old. So there is some backing to the story that there was an 8-year-old boy on the ship. But it's not only just that, but the captain of the schooner, Bonetta, also talked about that, gave his depiction, his testimony of what happened on there. And as well as John Brown, who was part of Bellamy's crew of the last 8 that survived that storm and were put on trial in late November. Again,
Yeah.
November is a huge
Which is
month
where they
for
got
storms.
most of this information from his trial.
Yeah,
He talked about.
It was him and that there's a word that they talk about when these guys go and give the testimonial. The testimonial from
his testimony from his trial.
Yeah, but also the captain of the Bonetta. That's what I'm saying. Both of them. That's where a lot of that comes from. So yeah, it's interesting when you start getting into that and then you start looking at, God, there were a bunch of little spoiled bitches back then too. Throwing temper tantrums because they ain't gonna get their way. Mama, I want $200, Mama.
I want some pirate treasure. You got some pirate treasure, Mama?
Mama. I'm waiting on the crew to come chime in. I know they're watching. There we go. Wow, wait a minute. What? Bo says Mike is down in Panama Beach City right now.
What?
That's actually kind of a bad place to be right now, isn't it? Where's the storm rolling over? Is that on the Gulf? Panhandle and Gulf.
Yeah. Well, Panama City is on the Gulf. It's Panama Beach that's on the Atlantic. There's Panama City and then there's Panama Beach.
What about?
And I think Panama Beach is over by Miami and Panama City.
So if it's on the Panama coast. Beach City, what's that?
What?
I am just reading.
I don't know.
Panama Beach. Anyway, is he in the path of the Hurricane, Bobo? All I know is that I am glad that the Cedar Key invasion was last weekend and not this weekend.
Yeah.
We got by the skins of our teeth and coming home. We had great weather coming home. We had decent weather going down there.
We had to drive across the state, right through.
Yeah, we would have gone through that. We almost had to have. Well, I was just glad that it didn't rain until after we broke down canvas. If there are 2 things pirates are afraid of, it's wet canvas and wet powder.
Yeah, because it did rain once while we were there for like an hour.
Yeah, after we were broken down and we went to eat dinner and we were with Bilbo and Nat. Yeah, we were with Bilbo and Nasty Nate and having a good time. So, but yeah, it was. Thank God. That's all we're gonna say. Thank God. Thank God for the good weather. So it is 9:28. We're hitting the top of our hour of our live stream. So like I said, next week we will be live. Next week will be our last live for this season. And that just means we're taking a month off and we'll be back in January. And our schedule, which we decided on, will be 3 months on, 1 month off, 3 months on, 1 month off. Now, the 3 months on during the summer, which would be June, July, and August, is not a guaranteed every week thing. It's one of those where we have decided we will, if we have the capacity in between events, we will come on. But we're not going to be on every week like we would in the beginning of the year and end of the year because of the events going on.
Yeah.
This season now, the one we did here in the fall, just was odd, man. It was really odd with our travel schedule and being here and not. So that's kind of funky to say between my work schedule and
with all
our
our
live
time out of
events.
town. We've spent a lot of time recently out of town, so clearly we can't do our live stream.
Oh, we definitely would not have been able to do our live stream at Cedar Key.
Yeah.
I went from 5D to 4D to nothing, sitting in one spot in 10 minutes. It's like,
signal there was horrible.
It was off. It was rough. So, you say yes, and I don't know what you mean by yes.
Yes.
Bo said yes. I'm sorry, Bo.
Yes. Mike is screwed.
There is so much time I cannot tell you between reading and answering and everything, and I don't know if this is delayed or not.
We apologize for any delays.
We apologize for any delays that we are having here.
Occurred in the live stream.
But
what we're not going to delay is wrapping up.
Yeah.
It's that time.
It's that time. It's still been a long week. We're still recruiting. So catch us next week. Our last live of the season, and let us know what you want to talk about. We'll probably do a poll on our YouTube stream, YouTube channel, on the community post to see what you guys want to hear from us for next season. So thank you, Las Vegas, Bo, Christina, Deb, Damon, all you guys. We love you, and we totally appreciate you guys coming out here. If you haven't done it already, I'm going to do it. Hit that like button, subscribe, and ring that bell. In the meantime, hashtag drink more rum. Night, everybody. Love you.
Night, guys.
That's cold.